Am I Alone? Written by Silver Inkwell. Chapter 6. Adventures in the Human World. For now all you need to know is that their journeys went very well indeed. For when they went the first one there, Twilight and Axel were very shocked and surprised about he had looked. For as Twilight said, "Well, you're not quite human or dragon," she said, looking at the new boy that he had now. He had the body of a human, that was for sure, but his whole entire body was black and his skin looked scaly and slick, and he still had the same green eyes like he always did, but there were tiny little ridges on his back, and while he didn't have a tail he did have a black sword to go along with his black clothes. He also found out that he could breathe fire and speak to Twilight at least. "Okay, this is just so totally weird and amazing and awesome," she said. "Tell me about it," he said. "I'm partially human now." That's a start, and with that said they went on their way around the school while Axel followed very closely behind her. In fact, when she even bumped into Flash, he instantly went up to him and slammed him into the locker doors, growling, "Hey dude, I don't know what your problem is, but I swear it wasn't me." "He's just a little bit of a protective of me," Twilight said, pulling Axel back along with her. "I'm very sorry for his behavior, but he does always tend to be a bit grouchy and moody. You know how a bit best friend forever can be. Wait, so he's not your boyfriend then?" Flash said now. "Well, of course not, he's just not my type," Twilight said to him now. "Oh, well then, what is your type exactly?" he said. "Well, I don't know exactly. I haven't ever really dated that much." "That's too bad," he said as the bell suddenly rang. "I was considering asking some girl to the dance and out on a date, and I'll keep you in mind for now, but right now I have to go to class, but I guess I'll see you later then, right?" "Oh, sure thing," Twilight said as he smiled and then went off to his class. "What was that all about?" she said. "You can't assault students." "I'm very sorry, Twilight, it's just in my nature and habit now," he said. "Well, try to stop it," she said, and with that they soon ended up in Principal Celestia's office, and he managed to stop, even though Celestia was very curious to who he was and why he was here with her exactly, and she did her best to answer her questions with vague and general answers to respond with. "Wow," Axel said once they got out, "you are really bad at lying as well as hiding the truth." "I know, I need to work on that, and I should, but I just get busy with books all the time," and with it said they went on. Sadly enough, as they did go on, there wasn't much he could do to protect her now in his human form, although he always did manage to keep a very close eye on her. And he drew very curious looks from many students, but Twilight did her best to avoid people and all their questions too as well. And so they went on, and their trip was very normal except for a few parts, like Sunset turning into a demon and making the minds of humans under her control. "Worst plan ever," he said after she had been defeated and accepted into the group of the human equals of the ponies back in Equestria. "I mean, honestly, who would ever really think that this could ever really work, ever?" "Obviously she did," Twilight said, "but you have to learn to forgive her and other people. We can't hold a grudge based off of some silly judgment, but we can't also forget what they did either. We just have to accept it and move on with our lives. If we can't, then we'll always stay in the past instead." "Wow, is that a piece of wisdom from one of your books?" "Because we Vikings and warriors are not exactly the forgiving or charitable kind to ever give mercy," he said, "but I'll try to do as you say anyways if you wish me to do that." And with that said she nodded, had a quick dance with Flash, and then they left. But that was last time. This time, however, things were very much different instead, for now there was no danger or peril, and it was a very relaxed visit. But when they came back, Twilight had something very important to tell him. "Hey there," she said, "I know that the Heart's Desire potion failed, and also the whole entire thing with teleportation, but I recently found this spell that will allow you to return home, but there's only one problem so far, and that is that it only works on ponies as far as I can tell. I'll have to go along with you just to make sure that you get there, but if you do, then I should be fine using the spell to get back home. But then again, you said your world had little to no magic, so maybe it wouldn't be so easy for me, but I'm willing to take a shot in the dark and take this risk by leaping with faith. The only question that remains now is this: are you ready, or do you need some more time to think this out instead?" "I am ready. I am always ready," he said, smiling. "I am and always have been a man of action, or at least I should have been according to my clan." And with that said, Twilight smiled and started to cast the spell to get him home, and very soon enough he was finally back home once more again. Except there was only one small slight problem: it was different now. If you guys are enjoying this story, please give it a like, comment your thoughts, give me a follow, and share this story with your friends, and I hope you all enjoyed the show, and see you all next